Tell us a little bit about your experience as an adjuster. When you first came out, you said 2018 or 2017?
2017.
Okay, so when you first came out then, what was your experience like finding work? Tell us a little bit about your experience as an adjuster. When you first came out, you said 2018 or 2017?
2017.
Okay, so when you first came out then, what was your experience like finding work?
So one of the videos that I saw was a guy who was adjusting. He actually named out what he called the big four companies that hire newer adjusters without experience.
Okay.
So one of them, Ebahi and one that I actually started working with first.
Okay.
So whenever Hurricane Irma hit, that was a month or two after
Okay.
I got my license, about 2 months after I got my license. And so I connected with them. They would give me a call, and I was like, sure, they say to never say no at first.
Yeah.
I took the opportunity,
Mm-hmm.
and it was actually desk confession for Tower Hill.
Oh, okay.
Tower
Okay.
Hill.
Tower Hill is the insurance company.
Right.
EA Renfro was the staffing company essentially.
Right.
That's actually where I got my first opportunity was through EA Renfro. And you were a desk adjuster, meaning that where were you working out of? Alabama, Florida? Okay.
All the corporate office in Alabama.
Okay. And that Hurricane Irma hit 2 months after you got licensed. Okay. And so how long did that last?
That lasted a few months for me.
Okay.
I had tried experience with that because
Yeah.
you have some managers that you could work well with, some that you can't, and I ended up switching from one that I could work well with one that I couldn't.
Okay.
So that was definitely a challenge, but an obstacle to overcome. But that's part of it.
What was the difference between the two managers?
So the first one was really hands-on, and I could basically call him and ask him questions about it because that experience is actually from a working from home thing. So I was in office for a few weeks, and then until they said, okay, you can
Go home?
so you got it.
Oh, really?
You can go home and you can basically work from home.
Okay. Okay.
After that, my manager, he ended up getting called to do commercial claims for her. So
Okay.
he couldn't do that anymore. So I got switched to another person. And it was hard to get in contact with her.
Okay.
I needed questions. It just wasn't a pleasant experience. So
Okay.
I got behind, and then by the time, I guess she told them, I guess it was up above her that, hey, this guy has a lot of questions, but I can't help him with it. So they sent me to somebody else.
Okay.
And he answered like all my questions in like 20 minutes.
Okay.
in the phone.
Okay. Okay.
So
Yeah.
at that point, I'm about still behind, but I'm like, okay, I at least got what I needed. So I just
Start knocking them out.
I was working longer hours,
Right. That's what I was about to ask. Like, how many hours were you working?
at least 16 a day.
Okay. 16?
At least.
Wow.
I
Okay.
was staying up late trying to catch up on claims.
Yeah.
I was behind all them things. I knew what I needed to do is just how to do it because I'm learning the system. You have to learn how to read the estimates. I mean, this is all new because they don't teach you those things. And
Right. Did you have any construction experience? Okay. Okay. And no estimation experience? Did you know like drawing, sketching, anything like that? Okay, yeah. Same with me. So like no experience, y'all, none.
yeah.
So then how much were you making on that first
When
one?
that first happened, I was bringing in about after tax about 36 a week.
Uh-huh.
So it wasn't bad.
Yeah.
It was just
That's how it sounds like for my first deployment as well. You were do you remember if it was an hourly thing? Yeah. Okay. So you were working hourly and getting the overtime pay, and then basically by the time you hit what I think 3.5 days or 4, by your 4th day you all overtime
Right.
for the week.
right.
Um.
And they actually did double time then. So I don't know if they still do.
Oh. Okay. Okay. I don't remember nothing being double, but we definitely had the time and a half.
Right.
So then that lasted a few months. What happened after that?
So after that, I went to looking for more opportunities
Okay.
locally, especially locally here in Georgia.
Okay.
So I got with a couple other companies that did some claims. I can't even tell y'all the name, but some of them not even in existence now. But so I basically did that. I said I did tell myself I was gonna get into the field because I didn't mind desk, but it gets to a point where you're just kind of cooped up in the house.
Okay.
I
Yeah, 16 hours a day working claims, that could be a lot.
gotta get out, stretch your legs at least.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
it's hard to keep the exercise up because there's
Right.
a whole lot of space. So,
Right.
um, So yeah, I did that for a little while, and then the next storm came. That was Hurricane Michael. That's why I got deployed. That was 2018.
Okay.
I started working with State Farm then, and that was from doing that. I probably did most of my work with State.
Okay.
I did some with Allstate. I mean, I did just different companies, of course, but.
And how was field? Because now for field, you need a bunch of the tools, right? Okay. So tell them like what tools you need. You may have to speak up.
Definitely a ladder. We need a ladder if you're going to do field work. We're going to need cougar paws, the boots for steep roofs, safety. You would likely need a rope and harness and get that rope and harness certification.
Now, did you do that before you got with State Farm? That rope and harness certification? Oh, okay.
And it's ironic, at least, because this kind of depends on where you're located in the country, because I know, we're on the internet here. So in Georgia, a lot of the houses are not too crazy, so like you might go somewhere up north and you might have
three
stories, it might be 15 pitch.
Yeah. And when I worked in New York, you can't even have ladder access. I was literally going through the attic and going through the hatches to try to get to the roofs. Like you just have to figure it out. But some of them were incredibly high up and incredibly steep because their houses are skinny. You can't even get your picture of the sides because it's like the neighbor's house is like right there. So yeah, that's tough. So they need cougar paws. I always tell people chalk. The ladder is really important. And what type of ladder you have?
No, I have two Warners. So Warner's a good brand.
Yeah, I had the Warner.
Started out with an 18-foot ladder.
Yep.
And then I eventually got the
22. Oh, okay. 28. Oh, okay. Oh, shoot. I don't think that would have fit in my Honda. That's what I used. I used the 22 fit in the Honda just
barely.
Yeah, just barely. You had to drop the back seat and everything for it.
I'm an 04 Explorer, and I let the front seat all the way up. Like when I closed the back down, it's like that much left.
Okay.
So it barely fit. He didn't pull that out, strap it to the top of the.
Yeah, that would have been a good option. Yeah.
So
okay.
But yeah, you definitely need a vehicle that you can travel in.
Yeah.
Like I said, depending on where you are, I know, like I said, in Georgia, a lot of the houses are incredibly, a lot of them are too dangerous to climb if you have the right tools.
Okay.
But some of them are you might deal with some that are two-story, but a lot of them have one-story access, so you might go over the front of the house and then climb up, from there up to the second story. So a lot of houses are built like that, especially here around Atlanta.
Yeah.
So I was able to navigate just with an 18-foot ladder for at least a year and a half.
Okay.
I started coming across, houses that had, riding
figures,
these two-story all the way around, so there's no getting around that. And ironically, a lot of times where if I did have a house like that, contractors there, he has his ladders. Like they tell you not to use contractor ladder, but
right, they do say that. They do say that.
Really have a choice at first, so
right.
That's part of the job,
Yeah.
Right at first, so.
Right, I sold my ladder, so now I use everybody's ladder. I'm like, how you got a ladder? I can just like let me go up because I usually only go up in one story now.